Every little comment, any trivial stumble, if this penetrates your composure, you're relinquishing control. The reality is the most unshakable people don't have fewer problems. They've simply perfected their responses. Envision moving through your journey undisturbed. No excessive rumination, no more emotional outbursts, just complete control. Here I'll show you ways to discipline your consciousness to remain imperturbable. Perfecting the unshakable attitude is fundamental. Life is filled with noise, people's opinions, everyday irritations, unforeseen roadblocks. What if I revealed that authentic force originates from mastering the art of indifference? The essential factor is developing to disconnect your reactions from outside events. When you allow external events to control your state, you turn into an instrument of powers outside your command. Yet, when you discipline your consciousness to continue steadfast, you transform into the architect of your fate. When you adopt this attitude, you exercise dominance silently. Reflect on the most impactful leaders in history. They were not those who acted on impulse to any insult. Their force didn't reside in their skill to dispute, but rather in their capacity to stay unmoved. Picture a situation when someone offends you openly. The common impulse of people is anger. However, what results when you just smirk and depart? You rob the instigator of their power. Identical principles govern defeats and obstacles. Individuals who grasp the force of detachment view defeat simply as information, an educational moment. They do not internalize failure. They simply note, adjust, and progress. How can you forge this magnitude of command? Cultivate the routine of hesitating prior to acting. Ask yourself, does this circumstance genuinely impact my greater purposes? Another crucial element is visualization. Envision yourself as a person who navigates existence unmoved. When you reinforce this image in your consciousness, it transforms into your truth. Emotional detachment isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about controlling them. Imagine this. You're within a fierce debate. Do you let their words control your emotions, or will you grin unmoved? When you adopt this approach, stress decreases, clarity increases. What you emphasize, you draw. Yet when you assume mastery of your thinking and feelings, you become the architect of your own fate. Training yourself to be emotionally detached doesn't indicate you grow callous. It means you no longer allow external forces to dictate your internal state. Your emotions serve you, not the other way around. Strategic detachment is extraordinary ability. We're conditioned to believe we must care about everything. Yet genuine liberty comes when you realize that many things are irrelevant. Indifference doesn't mean apathy. It indicates choice. Not all conflicts merit engagement. When you quit engaging to each trivial annoyance, you recover mastery. Cease pursuing validation. Chasing acceptance is entrapment. The second you provide external sources of control to establish your significance, you relinquish mastery over your individual journey. Authentic assurance isn't provided. It's constructed through personal independence. The most magnetic individuals don't supplicate for acceptance. They own who they are, imperfections included. Liberty arrives when you abandon the requirement to be accepted by all. Whatever you perform, someone will perpetually opine. So, why waste your energy trying to please everyone? If you desire to liberate yourself from the approval trap, start by asking yourself, whose opinion truly matters? Another crucial step is learning to validate yourself. When you commence perceiving your personal value, external approval becomes irrelevant. The moment you stop seeking validation is the point you commence experiencing independence. Criticism is inevitable, yet how you manage it establishes your force. Condemnation only maintains as much force as you provide it. When you engage effectively, you let it control you. The most resilient persons don't allow judgment to disturb them. They evaluate it with lucid thinking. Capture what's valuable and discard the rest. Process judgment via reason, not emotion. There are two types of criticism, beneficial and harmful. Helpful condemnation is worthwhile. Damaging condemnation, by contrast, is intended to tear you apart. Not each judgment warrants your concentration. When you reply to judgment with serene detachment, you show the world that your certainty is unwavering. The strongest people don't worry about condemnation. They utilize it intelligently or they dismiss it totally. Tension uncovers persons. Some break, but the strong stay unmoved, as they discipline their consciousness before the tempest comes. The key lies in distancing from the necessity for mastery. Not everything will go according to plan. However, you don't engage effectively. You answer with planning. Many individuals break when stressed as they oppose truth. Your mind is your battlefield. The contemplations you accept will determine whether you win or lose. To condition an unwavering consciousness, you must build mental habits. Thankfulness to resist cynicism, discipline to override laziness. Daily you need to condition yourself to remain imperturbable, to pause before reacting. Many individuals are prisoners of their feelings. However, individuals who command their consciousness govern everything. Psychological power is constructed in the small, everyday moments. Among the strongest thought patterns you may cultivate is separation. Separation doesn't signify unconcern. It means control. An additional vital component consists of rigor. The mind will always seek ease, but discipline rewires the mind. Begin modestly. Commit to habits that reinforce your mental strength. Authentic force functions silently. It doesn't seek attention. It just executes and lets the results speak. The loudest people in the room are frequently the most fragile. If you desire to be honored, stop announcing your plans. Success is not built through words. It is built through action. The more you talk, the more you draw examination. When you work in silence, no one sees you coming. The most powerful people don't waste energy proving themselves. They permit their accomplishment to express. Quietness isn't inactive, it is strategy. When you articulate, your statements possess significance. In a world where everyone is desperate to be noticed, be the one who doesn't seek recognition. While others chase attention, you pursue excellence. This is the separation between people who speak of achieving magnificent goals and those who actually do them. The moment you stop feeding external validation, you'll perceive something. People will start paying attention. They'll inquire about your process. And that's when you'll understand you've authentically commanded circumstances, not because you told the world, but as you manifested it without uttering anything.